Hi, it's Rick back in the workshop. My wife had a conversation the other day with a woman at a craft fair. She had just bought one of my scroll saw puzzles and she asked if I could make a more simple, easier to do puzzle. It seems that the woman's daughter has autism and enjoys doing very simple puzzles. So as soon as I heard about it, I got online to see what I could find, and I found some very simple animal puzzles. Here's an alligator and a gorilla and a giraffe. And I downloaded these from woodworkersworkshop.com, and I'll include a link in the description below. Now the beauty of these is they only have 3 or 4 pieces each, and they're meant to be, I believe, standalone puzzles, although I'm going to make them as tray puzzles to make them even easier to do. Now I've already cut a piece of birch plywood and a backer board of Luan for size, and I just need to attach the pattern to the wood and get started. So we can set the backing board aside for now. And I like to cover the wood in blue painter's tape before I adhere the pattern. I just find it easier to remove the pattern afterward. Some people just adhere the pattern directly to the wood, and you can use a heat gun or mineral spirits to release it later, but I just find this much easier. And I believe, although I'm not quite certain about this, that the tape helps to cool the blade down. I know that they say packing tape will do this. I'm not quite sure about the blue tape, but I don't think it hurts it in any way. I want to cut this paper down to size. I'm using 3M General Purpose 45 adhesive. Now I need to put a hole for the saw blade to enter. I have a 1/16 inch drill in my drill press, and I've chosen a spot to drill where 3 lines meet, and that should make it less obvious when it's cut out that there's a hole there. And this eye will be cut out, so I'll drill a hole there. So I'll cut out the eye first, and then the figure, and then I'll cut it into sections. So that's the alligator itself. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't always follow the line exactly. And I'd say 99% of the things that I cut out, it's not imperative that I follow the line exactly. In a couple of places I was looking at the camera, I glanced over whatever, I went off a little bit. What you don't want to do is go directly back to it and leave a divot there. I just slowly made my way back to it, and nobody's ever going to tell in the finished piece, unless you're doing some really fussy fretwork or something like that. But on something like this, nobody's ever going to notice. Now, this is a standalone puzzle. It can stand alone. Like I said, I'm going to put it in a tray. So the next step will be a little sanding and then putting the tray together. Another note that I would like to make is if you are an experienced scroll saw enthusiast, you probably cringe a little bit at my technique. And I am still fairly new to this, and I'm learning, and it just goes to show you that even with a little experience, you can do some great things with the scroll saw. But let's continue on with this. I'll peel the pattern off. And the tape makes it fairly easy to get off. And I'll use the Dremel to lightly sand around the edges, mostly in the back. Now, I used a skip tooth blade in order to cut this. It's fairly thick material, and a skip tooth blade allows for more of the sawdust to be removed, which keeps the blade from overheating. I'm going to get some reverse skip tooth blades for this kind of work, and that'll hopefully make it so the edges aren't so frayed in the back, and I won't have to do as much sanding. But for now, this isn't too bad. And I'll touch up the rest by hand. I'm going to give it a light coat of a green water-based stain. I'll just brush it on, let it set for a few minutes, and wipe it off. Then once that's dry, I'll coat all the pieces in mineral oil. Once the stain dries, I give everything a coat of mineral oil. Mineral oil is non-toxic when dry and food safe. So I've let that dry overnight, and then off camera I did something that I should have done before I finished it, and that is I put a 3/4 inch Forstner bit in the drill press, and I made 3 little finger holes in the tray so you can push the pieces out easier. Now we can put it together. And of course you can take it out and use it as a standalone puzzle as well. So here's the finished puzzle. Simple but beautiful. Now the gorilla I'll do in opposite colors. I'll have the background green and I'll do the gorilla in the brown. And the giraffe I'll just have to use my imagination. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.